pertinent point that was raised by the CDS in Singapore was that a major part of military's resources in fact went into fighting and combating fake news and misleading narratives, because he said that misinformation can quickly distort public perception during such high stakes operations. As Joyita has just pointed out, some of the issues that have now arisen after a conversation with Bloomberg, how critical is it, Maj Gen Sudhakar Jee, for us to be very cautious about what we say and who we're speaking to, even though the operation, of course, it's still ongoing, but a large part of the operation now stands over?
Yeah, Devika, good morning. Thank you for getting me to your show, and compliments to very distinguished panelists, especially Joyita. I couldn't agree with her more. As you are aware that I have been traveling for past nearly month and a half now, and got in touch with the Western media platform. We had lost, I would say, the information warfare or the communication battle. But by and by, gradually, truth is sinking in. I would say that yes, what Joyita has said to large an extent, I agree with her. Any senior official moving out of the boundaries of India to any important mission or assignment should be adequately briefed, and we should be mindful of, I think in last show, you're the anchor, I had listed out the platforms, media platforms, where there are Pakistanis. They are drafting the narrative, they are anchoring, they are steering, but more than them, there are people who are anti-India for some reason or the other. Maybe we have not been able to tackle the communication battle effectively. My mind goes back to Kargil War, wherein I still remember the MO3 director, military operations, General Vikram, who later rose to become chief of the army staff. He used to conduct a briefing every day evening about the progress of the battle, and it used to be debated. I still remember in MO, it used to be mutual consultation is to go in, try services, and along with the ministry, and he used to go and brief the media on day-to-day basis. I really don't know, because maybe the tempo of operation would have been intense. Therefore, the people wouldn't have, right people, right appointment may not have been free to carry out this kind of exercise. So be that as it may, there are always lessons learned. But what actually matters is, when I went to Europe, I was actually aghast to hear people who are dealing with Rafale. They were so confident, so sure about the Rafale having come down. I had to twist the narrative and say, because I didn't know what was the truth. So how does it matter when you are looking at targets like the Kirana Hills? Well, one odd bird would go down in such kind of conflict. So that was the kind of a standard response one could actually give to evade the real question. But the fact of the matter is that even if it has gone down, where is the harm? This is my outlook after having interacted with almost 40 Americans in a very high profile event in recent past in Dallas. I was surprised and shocked. Out of 40, 39 didn't know what was happening in Pakistan and India. It is only one couple who knew, because his wife happened to be from India. And amongst them, there were no media people. I, in fact, went a step ahead, urged the Indian diaspora, why don't you people, we have largest number of Indian diaspora, why don't you people go into the media and project the national interest and the national picture in such kind of events? So there is a kind of, the seeds have been sown, and Shashi Tharoor is doing a wonderful job. And the way he's articulating from point to point, he's been at Guyana, he's been at Panama and all these places. That message is going out loud and clear, but it is too late, too little. It has to be a very calibrated information warfare, and it must be given out as a structured kind of a response, not in bits and pieces. 15% of time and energy going for tackling or addressing disinformation. I'm nobody to comment. I am also as much a citizen of India, and there's a senior official who's made a remark. It may or may not be appropriate on my part to give any reflections on that. But the fact of the matter is, today, any battle taking place anywhere, you take it that more than 50% of time, energy, and resources have to go in for information warfare. It is a non-kinetic battle which is being fought and won. Pakistanis have actually scored a point over that. Now let's acknowledge the fact. Now, whether wrong or right, or true or false, they build the narrative in a manner. But in our case, we have such a huge population. The domestic opinion building itself also matters. When you paint the information warfare narrative or scenario building, there is always a fear that your own population will start doubting, is it true or false? So therefore, the countrymen have to be taken along, the media houses have to be taken along in this way, and the right picture has to be given out the way it has been given out. I think country is learning a lot. The military establishment is also evolving. In times ahead, we need to make amends. There is no denying the fact. If one Dassault or one Rafale has gone down, in my opinion, the best thing is to, if you tell one lie, Devika, you have to tell 1,000 lies. The first and most important thing should have, yes, it has gone down. It is our mistake. We'll make a correction the way the CDS has replied, and then bounce back and hit them hard the way we have hit. That would have given us a positive result in information warfare, rather than in hidingly, guardingly giving out information in bits and pieces and small little things that doesn't actually qualify for an effective information warfare, which is the center of gravity in 21st century to win a war. Back to you, Devi.
All right, Maj Gen Shashi Asthana, bringing you into the conversation, sir. Another